Dead. Gruesome.
So I wanted to try something a little bit different with this video. I wanted to go a little bit more retro, and I could have gone the emulator route and started looking up emulators and recording the footage through the PC, but I'm just not that kind of guy. I've got the TV, I've got the PlayStation 2, I've got the disc. I just wanted to record the game on the actual hardware. And I don't know, maybe it looks a bit more old school. YouTube used to be like this back in the day, and I feel like, hey, it's something different, right? I feel like I could spruce up the image a little bit with something to the left. Let me know how this video looks to you guys. Let me know if you actually tolerate it, if you think I should just go back to recording actual footage and you really find this kind of style distracting. But I just wanted to do something a little bit different where capturing footage was concerned, and for the experiment of doing such thing, I thought, screw it, I want to go back and play an old school Resident Evil, but not an old school Resident Evil that everyone likes. So recently I've come to the realization that I might have very bad minority opinion of video games, even movies to an extent. I mean, when people hate video games and I generally like them, and I just can't understand why some people get really irate about certain games. And one game where I played it back in the day and thought it was atrocious, this was back when fixed camera angle Resident Evil was it or nothing, was Resident Evil Survivor. And it's notoriously bad, it's got really bad voice acting, it gives Resident Evil 1 a run for its money, and it really is terrible. Playing through this game again is just been so funny listening to the characters talk. They just sound like, I don't know, it's so phoned in, so overdramatic, so silly. It just fits the criteria of a B-movie Resident Evil type style, especially for these old PlayStation games. The story's silly, the gameplay's first person, so that was another reason why I wanted to go back to it, because I've obviously been pretty open about fixed camera angles and how I grew up with them, and I thought they were good at the time, and I've kind of grown out of them. I don't think it's a style of Resident Evil we need to go back to. I can still play the classics, still appreciate the classics, I still respect the classics, but this one's in first person, and obviously you can play with a light gun, and I've got the means to do so. As you can see, I'm playing on a CRT. I didn't hear though, plus I thought it would cause a lot of flashing on screen. I'm not sure if this game does that, but in PAL territories, we can use the gun. We can, obviously I know in America there was some issues about, there was some kind of shooting incident, so they didn't allow the gun con to work with the game or something like that. There was some nonsense when this game released. But honestly, the game is so playable with the controller, you really don't need the gun, honestly. It locks onto most zombies. The zombies don't exactly like cause too much damage. The AI in general is really silly, and you can kind of like manipulate it and run it around in circles, make it get too far away, can't do anything to you, you know? Very, very silly AI. But being in first person and being able to see the zombie models up close and seeing how gruesome they are with the disgusting intestines hanging out. Like, look at these ones in the jail cells. They look absolutely disgusting. And it's awesome. It's great to be this up close and personal with them. Yeah, the gameplay is a little bit wooden, because obviously it runs on tank control still. It's still like you press up to go forward no matter what you do. It's not like you're strafing around. This isn't like new school first person shooter. This is very, very old school. We're just learning how to do this kind of gameplay style game. It is, but it works, gets the job done. Sure, you hit L1 and you'll lock on anything that's items in rooms, that's doors, enemies, and you just hold R1 and just unload on them. You get different weapons and whatnot to fight everything, and there's like a gazillion Mr. X's everywhere. I could have done without the these like monkey special forces that make tiger noises when you kill them. I really don't understand what that enemy was even attempting to be. That really didn't need to be in the game. It was very, very silly. And obviously there's a little bit of a mystery about who you are and what you're doing. It's an old game. It's not anything to be like, you know, it's not an Oscar-winning performance. It's not an Oscar-winning written storyline. It's just, it gets the job done. It keeps you interested. And for the most part, it's decent enough. But honestly, what surprised me the most was I had fun playing it. Now, I remember playing this back in the day, and it was really, really bad. And I'm not going to sit here and tell you, wow, if you like Resident Evil, you should totally play this game. It is, it's very cheesy. It's very one-dimensional. It's very easy. It's not like classic Resident Evil as you know it, but it's still cool to be up close and personal with some of these enemies. It really is. And if you really don't like fixed camera angles and you can't wrap your head around the controls, I guess this is one way of playing a Resident Evil game on the PlayStation. It's honestly not that bad. I've grown to appreciate this game, surprisingly. I've beat it once before. I've beat it twice now. It's a very easy, you'll fly through it. It's very short. There's not much to it. That's the problem with Survivor, I think. It's kind of hard to recommend on that kind of category alone. There's just nothing here, right? Once you've done it once, there's no reason to replay it and be like, whoa, I wonder what different routes I could take or this and that. It's just kind of like, yeah, cool, okay, it's done. Now, this doesn't stack up to Resident Evil 1, 2, and 3, even with it being first person and like getting up close and personal with the enemies. It's just okay. I definitely do not hate it anymore. I think it's a decent little game. Now, that could be just the fact that I'm over fixed camera angles now. That could be just the fact that I've kind of accepted it what it is. Because obviously when you first play a game like this, you don't really know what you're getting into. And your expectations can be a little bit skewed. But where this was concerned, I know what I was getting into. I knew the story was silly. I knew the AI sucked. And I knew it was short. Like, what was it going to disappoint me with? You know what I mean? So I can recommend Survivor. If you want some more Resident Evil and you wanted to play something like this, I can totally recommend it if you've got the means to do it. But it's one of those retro games where some people just don't have the means to play this. And sure, you can get it on an emulator. Like I said, it runs perfectly fine just using a controller. You do not need no light gun to run this game. It functions perfectly fine just using an analog stick, picking your shots. Because it auto locks on. It's not like shooting them in the head. At least I don't think shooting in the head does much damage. But yeah, Resident Evil Survivor's okay, man. I definitely do not dislike this game anymore. But let me know down below how Survivor makes you feel. Also, let me know how you like the video setup. And if you can't tolerate this and you think I should never do this ever again. Because if you do like this stuff, there's other retro games I can look at where the Outbreak games are concerned, Dead Aim. We're going to look into stuff like that. But yeah, that's all I got, people. If you're new here, subscribe. Let me know down below if you like Resident Evil Survivor. But yeah, that's all I got, people. I'll catch you later.